Welcome to Thoughts. I'm your host, Josie James. Yeah, I know, not exactly the best setting, but as I said in the prior episode, we're moving, we have moved, we're still unpacking, and again, quietest place in the household, so you can imagine how that goes. Now, yeah, and as always, someone's doing this or that or the other, so we'll have noises occasionally. As I said, I'm Josie James, and welcome to Thoughts. Now, today's topic, strangely enough, is something that's recently been a big issue in the news, even though it hasn't been an issue for decades. And I am talking about North Carolina's LGBT law, or the one that mainly deals with transgender and which bathrooms they use, and a little bit of everything else as we go. So, this is Josie James, and here's the intro. Now, as I was saying, I'm covering that briefly, but I'm also covering a little bit of everything else on the, which bathroom, North Carolina. Then someone made a point, though, and I was taking a look at this, and it says, well, we're all distracted about the issue about bathrooms, and a lot of people, men should be going into, well, they're no longer men, they've had the operation. I do think, there should be boundaries, if someone's just starting, and they still have, wait till you go home. Okay, let's just save some issues and wait till you get home. Okay, and if you've already had a full operation, or at least you're taking enough hormones that you look female, okay, let's call it like we see it. It's pretty much just, considering that a Republican came up with this, I think it's a distraction. They currently are trying to make sure that Social Security recipients do not receive a cost of living increase this year, 2016. They took $150 billion from the Social Security Retirement Trust. And they are saying they need a raise because $174,000 isn't enough to live on. What? Are you kidding me? Could that what this be really about? That it isn't about... Because for decades, think about how long when transgender people have had the operation, and originally they weren't called transgender. They were called a man, didn't feel like a man, felt like he was a woman, had the operation, and is now female. That's how it was called. That's how it was done. Now all of a sudden it's an issue? I find that kind of suspicious. I'm sorry, but, why would it suddenly now become an issue when I think the first operations were being performed in, the 60s? And apparently they've come a long way since then, where they can actually make women into men, men into women. Now, as far as I know, the transition from female to male is not as good as male to female. There are still problems. I don't know what all the problems is because it's not something I've actually looked into. Okay, I'm fine just the way I am. I'm not a woman trapped in a man's body. I'm just a gay man. So, what's the issue? Okay, and as I was saying, maybe, if it's up in the air issue, but I can see why some people are upset about it. But as I said, take a look at what they're trying to cover. Why is this suddenly an issue in North Carolina? something to tick everybody off on both sides of the issue. And there are valid points on both sides. Now the problem is, and I'll use the terms left wing and right wing. The left wing has gone, as far as I'm concerned, overboard with it. Well, if someone identifies as female, they should be able to use, understandable, but they haven't not done any pre-op surgery. They've done nothing as far as, there should be limits on this. Okay. Now, if they're completely post-op and now you can't tell that they used to be man without a microscope, now come on. Now, how many people want Caitlyn Jenner walking into the men's room in North Carolina? Come on. Now, Caitlyn Jenner used to be who? Used to be a man. Okay, and now by all legal definitions and medical definitions is female. So, what's the issue? Okay. And so I said, they've got to come up with boundaries on this. I do think the feds have gone too far a little bit, but it's understandable because they're saying, wait a minute, now you're... And plus there was just that issue where some poor woman got the tar beat out of her by a bigot because she had short hair, and never mind the fact that she had just donated her hair to have cancer survivor wigs made, and some idiot thought, oh, she must really be a man. Wait a minute, does the length of hair determine whether someone's male or female? And last time I checked, nope, no breast, so I'm still a man. And wait a minute, Halle Berry wears her hair short. Is she not a woman? Maybe she's really a man because she wears her hair short. So, and that's the right wing being just extremely stupid, and in a lot of cases just a bunch of racist pigs and bigots, So there you go on that. Now, other issues I did want to cover real quick. We are getting prepared to do the Kickstarter. One of the things they did say in the Kickstarter is have at least 30%. Now, that's been kind of killed off by we were going to use our tax returns. Guess what? No tax returns. It got swallowed by student loans. As you know, when we started this show, Joe and I were both going to college, and financial aid issues, blah, blah, blah. But now the student loans are snatching stuff. So right now we're slowed down a little bit, but we're trying to get stuff ready. There are things that we have to order that we're going to need. Some of the stuff we're working on is actually for the second episode of the web series of Prince of the Amazons. Like right now, I'm going to show you one thing that we're working on. Now this got damaged in the move, so I'm having to repair it. As you can see, well, I don't know how well you can see, so I might bring it up close to the camera, is that there's a difference in color going on here. Part of this is still in black, others are supposed to be in purple, but there's been some damage done, and let's see if I can get the camera to get it just right in here, and we've already started repairs around this side, so making it look like it's supposed to be. Plus we're going to be getting some rubber or something because we're going to extend this out. This is for a character called Foxwing. Okay, and yes, she's a Batman type character, which I think I've talked about some of the different characters that are going to be appearing later on. It's going to become more of a montage, more of a cast series, and not really focused on just one character. Even though Hippolytus, the Prince of the Amazons, is the title character, we are going to have other heroes and villains and things like that. So it's can be played around with. Now, but there are some other things that like we need to get a mini trampoline, changing tent, little things like that. So it all goes into what we're trying to do. Also, well, my brain's waking up. We still got to get for the first episode the sorceress's costume together. We have to get the henchman's costumes together. We still need site locations for specific areas that we're looking at. This is going to get rather interesting when we're trying to do this. And we'll probably bring that up in the Kickstarter and hope that there are local businesses or local areas that will be willing to say, okay, you're looking for this type of site, and we're going to make a list of that, what type of sites we're looking for. One will be a business office type setting. There's a place that we're actually thinking about that just their hallways alone would be perfect for one of the scenes. We're going to need a decent looking house, which we might use this one, the one we just moved into, as far as the scene where it involves two of the characters walking down and sitting on the steps and talking. Also, we still need an abandoned warehouse, and we've got a park that we're going to be using for one scene. And in some cases, some of the characters, people who are going to be playing the characters have already said, for certain scenes, their homes could be used. So, and now that's the update on what's going on with Prince of the Amazons. Now, some of the other things I wanted to talk about. There's currently a thing going on with I think it's the Methodist Church, where there are certain clergy and certain members want to be more all-inclusive about homosexual, bisexual, that whole kit and caboodle. Welcome back to the church, we don't care. And there are others that are saying, no, because our Bible says this, and they're not supposed to be there. Okay. As some of you may know, when I've talked before, I am not a Christian. Okay. No, I'm not an atheist either. Anything else? Guess. No, I'm not a Buddhist. But I think it's so funny that these issues that they're talking about are man-made. They're manufactured from mistranslations. The references they make to homosexuality, one referred to Sodom and Gomorrah, one. Now that the actual crimes that the people were trying to commit is never made clear, except for that even if they were trying to rape the angels that were disguised as men, wait a minute, that's rape. It's still wrong. Okay? The other issues, here, I think they refer to Leviticus. Now, I think I've brought this up on the show before about who I highly respect, a rabbi by the name of Stephen Greenberg. In his book, Wrestling with God and Man, actually took step-by-step how rabbinic law does the breakdown, and showed that Leviticus, the whole thing, thou shalt not lie with a man as with a blah, 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 is actually a mistranslation, and the actual translation is supposed to be more like, thou shalt not penetrate a man or others to humiliate, it is an abomination. So again, they're referring to rape. Okay. So, if two people are getting together and one person's not feeling humiliated or, didn't say something like, ooh, spank me, I've been a bad boy. No humiliation. So, but if someone's bruised, bleeding, and stop hitting me, then it becomes a power and control issue, and that's a rape. It doesn't matter, male, female, straight, gay, whatever, that's rape. Okay. Now, a friend of mine brought up, what about, I think it's Romans, written by Paul, buckets of blood shall be poured down upon them. He is not referring to homosexuals. So many people don't bother to actually check what the person is talking about. He's referring to pedophiles. Because the big thing therein was these older men buying younger boys for sex. And younger, I mean under the age of 12. Okay. In fact, in some cases under the age of 15, 14, 13 on down you're talking about. So, does that make that right? No. So again, what are we talking about? What are the issues? What's being said? What's being done? Now, to my fellow community in the gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, queer, whatever all initials they wanted to add into this, straight ally, if you find your religion is hateful and bigoted, and that they want to make a big issue about things that to you are not an issue, is that the religion you really want to be a part of? Something to think about. Now, this is why I'm going to pretty much cut today's show short, because I'm going to try and keep up these shows, and we're actually thinking about doing another type of show similar to Thoughts, but this one called Quick Thoughts, where I'll have only like 5 minutes to talk as far as any issue or topic that may be brought up. Now, again, as we've said before, do not be afraid to, because we're trying to build up the Prince Quasar channel. Don't be afraid to share these shows, and ask out friends of yours, hey, subscribe, because we can build up the followership. The more chances, our chances are better that when we do the Kickstarter, we'll have a bunch of followers, people who actually watch these shows, who are saying, hey, yeah, I've seen what they're trying to do. I want to be a part of this. So, as I said, I'm going to go ahead and close up the show for now. As you said, you can see, we're still unpacking, but things are working along. This is Josie James saying, take a look at both sides of an issue, and don't let some loudmouth idiot, wow, can't talk. Don't let some, especially not me, tell you what to think. This is Josie James saying, have a good day.